What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So I just got finished watching Siesta Key. A little late with the recap. I apologize. If you watch my recap for Love After Lockup, then you know I had a busy weekend, so kind of behind. I'm usually always behind a little bit. I mean, busy woman. But this recap, we actually get to see Juliette for the first time, so we know that she has not been fired from the show. She is back doing the voiceovers, and she does return. Now, she returns, and she lets us know that one of the reasons that she was not there for a while was because she was uncomfortable. She was embarrassed, and she was uncomfortable, so she just took some time away. When the show starts, she is at her parents' house. She is talking to her mom, and she tells her mom that. She's like, I just needed to get away for a while because I'm embarrassed at my actions. I can't believe what I have done, so I just needed to escape. Her mom tells her that she is always welcome there, but they will always hold her accountable. She's like, you can always come home, but you know we're going to tell you that you were wrong in what you've done. Juliette talks to her mom about how close her and Kelsey had been before all of that went on, about how they used to have each other's backs. They were so close, they lived together, and that it's just a shame that it went so far. Her mom told her that she needed to apologize, she needed to take accountability, apologize, and make things right. And Juliette agreed with her. She told her that she definitely felt like she needed to apologize. Juliette meets up with a man named Chloe. This is the first time that she has been around anyone in the group since what happened at the island. Also, she tells us that she has been working with a mental health advocate to work on her anger issues, to figure out how to control herself rather than getting physical. So they meet up for lunch, and one of the first things that they talk about is the island. She asked the girls, she asked Amanda, how did things go once I left the island? And Amanda told her that she could understand where Kelsey was coming from, but she also did have to defend Juliette a little bit, she said. She also asked Juliette, what was the deal? She told her, I showed up at Sam's house to see you, and he wouldn't let me in. And I didn't know if you were mad at me for staying at the island or what. And Juliette told her, no, that she wasn't mad at her. She just needed some time to herself. But now she's okay, and she's ready to start coming back around again. They talk about her swimsuit line. They talk about how she's getting things ready to go with her business. And they also talk about the fact that her and Sam's 1-year anniversary is coming up and how she thinks they've come a long way. They've gotten to know each other a good bit. They've spent a lot of time together, and they went through some hard times, but they've come out having a stronger relationship. So after that, we see Kelsey, Jordona, and Madison. They meet up there at the beach, and Jordana talks about how she's been painting a lot, and all of her paintings are inspired or have been inspired by the island that they have been on. And she talks about the painting that she done for Juliette, the one that she done for Sam, actually, that cost $10,000, and it ended up looking like Jordana. It looked like her. So Juliette didn't like it. She tells them that she's actually going to redo it because Juliette was not happy with it. So she decided she's going to fix it for her. Kelsey was kind of the whole time. You could tell she was not happy that they were bringing up Juliette. So they asked her, have you talked to Juliette? Have you heard from her? And she said no, that she hasn't heard from her. And she don't plan on talking to her, that she has no reason to talk to her. They then bring up the baby shower. They talk about how cute BG's baby is and that BG just looks like a really cute dad. They are all talking about how there's something about a man with a baby that just makes him really cute. They asked Jordana, what's her intentions with BG, if Delaney knew that her and BG had something going on, and she said no, not at all, that Delaney didn't know, and that it was awkward at the baby shower because Delaney did not know that something was going on between her and BG. So she tells the girls that she's tired of being a booty call, that she wants something with BG, that she really likes him, and she hopes that they can start dating. Kelsey comes right out and asks her, you want to date him? And she says, yeah, I do. So that's something that she's going to have to talk to BG about. Now, next we see Garrett and BG. They are going for a run. They're trying to get BG in shape. And they sit down for a minute to talk. Garrett asked about the baby shower. How did Delaney like meeting everyone? And BG says that Delaney and the baby had a good time at the baby shower, that it was a success. And he also mentions that Delaney spent the night with him the night after the baby shower. And then he says she spent, a night, 1, 2, 3 nights, or something to that effect. He says that she spent multiple nights. Then Garrett asked, if she is aware of Jordona. If Delaney knows about Jordona and BG says, no, I think some things are better left just unsaid, or it's better to lie about some things because it can cause too much trouble if you're honest. And he tells Garrett that right now he's not in the position to date anyone because of the situation with Delaney. He knows that Delaney wants more, and if he starts dating someone, that will potentially cause him problems with Delaney and his baby. So he doesn't want to do that, and he can't do that right now. And Garrett tells him, like, you need to have a little bit of clarity. Like, you need to be clear with yourself and with everyone around you about what's really going on. And I think that's a good point. Like, one thing that BG is not good at is being honest with everyone. Just tell Delaney, I want to see my son. We can be like a family, but we're not dating, we're not together, and I will date. I think it needs to be honest, or be honest and tell, you know, Jordana, I can't date, you know, whatever. Don't leave anybody just like trying to figure out what's the deal with them. Next we have Ashley and Jules. Jules has went back to work. Ashley asked her, what's going on? How was the island? Did you get any work done? Where are you with your swimwear? And Jules tells her that she has hired mostly models, like real models, to model her swimwear, that she's hired real photographers, that she's really going all out. She's paid for hair and makeup and everything, the whole 9 yards. And Ashley is excited to hear that. She's like, that seems more like a businesswoman. You're not just some girl who's just, you know, asking all your friends to help you out on this. You're really sounding like a businesswoman now. And then she asked, well, what about the island? How did things go there? And then Juliette has to tell her that she got drunk and hit Kelsey at the island. And Ashley's not happy about it. She tells her, no one is going to respect you if you act that way. You have to decide which lane you're going to be in. Are you going to be acting like a child, going out, getting drunk, acting foolish? Or are you going to be a businesswoman and get your act together and act like an adult? Like, you got to figure out what you want. And if you want to be this way, you're not going to be respected in the business industry. So figure it out. Also, Ashley brings up Kelsey's swimwear line, like some pictures, and she tells Juliette that when she first saw them, that she thought that it was Juliette's because it was all of Juliette's friends in the pictures, and she thought Juliette must have like changed her designs because it was all of her friends in the pictures, and she knew that Juliette was originally going to use her friends. And she said she then realized after looking at it for a minute that it was actually Kelsey's, and she was basically like, thank God, because that's not my style. And she asked Juliette, did you see the swimsuits? Did you see them while you were there? And she said no, that she didn't. And she told Ashley, I don't think Camilla or Madison or Amanda would have wore Kelsey's swimsuits in front of me. And then Ashley said, or at all for that matter. So it was clear that Ashley was throwing a little bit of shade at Kelsey and her swimwear line by making those comments. So next we have Sam. He is out his mom's house. He is visiting with his mom. And then Chloe shows up. They're sitting there talking about the island. He tells his mom, I think you and Dad should go. It's just a really good island. We had a lot of fun. And Chloe brings up the fight. And the mom has no idea. She's like, yeah, I don't remember what she said. Yeah, I'm really interested in to hear your thoughts about the fight or something to that effect. And the mom's like, the fight? What fight? Sam was like, oh. So he has to explain to his mom that his girlfriend got drunk and hit her ex-best friend. The mom was like, oh, wow, that's not good. The mom just seems like a very sweet, like little meek and mild lady. She's like, oh my, that's not good. So yeah, I don't know if that was like the old Chloe peeking through or if it was like an honest mistake that she brought that up. I don't know. He then talks about how he and Juliette's 1-year anniversary is coming up and he wants to ask Juliette to move in with him. The mom gives her blessing, but at first she does say, you've never really been single that long, so I do worry about that, the fact that you have always had a girlfriend. But if you're sure that this is what you want, I give you my blessing. Obviously, Chloe, she gives her blessing, but he asks Chloe, do you think she's going to say yes? And Chloe says, absolutely, I think she will say yes. She loves you. I think she's going to accept it and she's going to say yes. So he's super excited about that. We get to see Jules in her office. She's calling to hire models. She's calling to hire photographers. She hires BG as her male model. She has one swimsuit for males at this point, and she hires BG for that. And then she calls Will and she hires Will to help with the photography. Now, Will is a professional, I do believe. So when she has Will on the phone, she makes sure that he knows that BG will be there as well. You could tell that he was like a little standoffish by it. He was like, well, I guess it's okay. A job is a job. I appreciate you for giving me the heads up. Next, we have Jordana and BG. They are hanging out at BG's house. BG mentions how it's important for them not to tell certain people about them being together. They're talking about the baby shower, and he says something about it's important for Delaney not to figure out that we're together. And that upset Jordana. She's like, well, what are we? I'm just confused. I don't know what we are. Like, I don't want to be hidden. Like, I get it. You have these issues, but at some point, I want you to be able to take me out. Like, I want you to take me out. I want you to be happy that we're together, or if we're together. And he tells her that he would. He's like, I would absolutely love to take you out, but I just can't right now. I have Delaney, I have the baby, I have child support. He says time sharing. So he's just super busy, and he don't have time to be like courting a girl. So the only time he has for her is at night. He says that he cannot be exclusive with anyone because he just has too much going on. Jordana tells him that she needs to go home and really think about what she's going to do from this point on. So she leaves. Next, we have Max. He is moving to Florida. He's actually going to move in with Kelsey at first, and he wanted to. He's like, we can save money. I can move in with you. And Kelsey says no. She's like, you can stay with me for a little bit. We'll find you somewhere else to live, but I think right now it's too soon for us to be living together full time. Let's find you a place. Stay with me while we look, and then when we find your place, you can move into your place, and we can date that way until we, date longer, and then go from there. So he moves to Florida. He brings his lizards, to which Kelsey obviously was not happy about. He told her that he had a surprise for her, and she was like, I feel like a puppy is going to jump out at me. And he's like, oh, something close. And then when he gets the lizards out, she's like, oh my God, lizards. She wasn't happy about that. Thankfully, they will not be living with her too long. Next, we have Juliette. She is at her photo shoot. They are doing the photo shoot on the yacht. She has hired models. However, she does still have Amanda and Chloe. They are going to be helping as well. They are modeling some of the swimsuits. It goes really well. The photos are really professional looking. They look awesome. I really like the suits as well. And then the next day is Juliette and Sam's anniversary. So they're at his house. She gets dressed. She's dressed up in a really cute dress. And he tells her that he has a surprise for her. He takes her outside, and he's bought her a Range Rover, which he did tell her in advance. Like, he told her before that he was thinking about getting her one. And he did. He bought her this really nice car. She's super excited. They get in it, and they go to a restaurant for dinner. They sit down, and they're talking about their relationship and how that year has flown by, and he feels like they're stronger because of the things that they've been through in the past year. And then he asks her if she will move in with him, and she's kind of taken aback. She's like, I wasn't expecting that. I don't know what to say. And he's like, you don't want to? And she's like, I just don't know. Like, I want to, but I don't want to, because I've never lived with a guy, and I just like to have my own personal space. So I just don't know. I just don't know right now. Can I think about it? And Sam is so let down. He actually looks embarrassed. Like, he's beside himself that she said no. He makes a comment. He says, I'm 29 now. So I don't have all this time to just be dating someone. He says, I'm 29. I don't have all this time. Like, I don't want to date you for another 3 years and us not live together. So I don't know what the plan is. And she says, well, you may be 29, but I'm only 23. And then he makes another comment, and he says, I guess we're just going to live in separate houses forever. Cool. So he's very, upset about this. And she's upset that she's made him upset. She even says, I really don't want to upset you, but I just need to think about it. Is it okay that I think about it? So he tells her, yeah, sure, I guess. Because what else was he going to tell her, Next we have Juliette. She's at Sam's house, and she's sitting down at the bar, and she makes the call to Kelsey. She calls Kelsey on the phone, and Kelsey picks up, and she apologizes. She tells her that she's sorry, that she is ashamed of what she's done, and she never wants to act that way again. Kelsey tells Juliette that she appreciates her calling, but she is at the point to where she just wants to move past everything, They both agree that they want to be civil with each other, but they don't think they need to be friends right now. Like, we don't need to be friends, but we can be civil with each other. So when we're around each other, all in a group, because they do have the same friends. They're in the same friend group. So basically, like when they are all together, they can be civil with each other. So that's really what they agree on. And that was more so Kelsey's side. Like, I kind of felt like Juliette was basically saying, like, if you forgive me and you want to be friends, like, I'm down with that. But it was really Kelsey that was just like, I'm not cool with it. I accept your apology. I appreciate it, but I'm not there yet. So they get off the phone with that understanding that there's an apology there. She accepts it, and they're going to be civil, but they're not friends. So yeah, that's really the end of that episode, you guys. I tried to do it in a hurry because my videos are so long. We did get to see a clip for next week's episode. And next week's episode, I'm really looking forward to. Camilla talks to BG, and she tells BG that that baby shower should have been theirs. As you guys know, Camilla had gotten pregnant. However, it was an ectopic pregnancy, so she had to have a DNC done. The baby could not make it because it was in the tubes. We also see Kara. She talks to Chloe, and she tells Chloe, I do not think you've changed because I don't think it's possible for you to change. Which, if I was Chloe, I would be like, I don't think you've changed because I don't think it's possible for you to change. If Kara wants people to accept that she's changed, then why can't she accept that someone else has changed? Right? Then we have Madison breaking it to Ish that she wants to put the wedding on hold for now. Also, Sam asked Juliette again about moving in with him. He asked her, so have you thought about it some more, moving in with me? And Juliette has this look on her face like she's still not there yet. So looking forward to next week's episode. That's a recap of this week's episode, you guys. Juliette, she does apologize to Kelsey. Kelsey accepts the apology. Juliette finally moves further in her business with her swimwear line. She has all of her bathing suits made. She has a male suit made. She takes the photos for the photo shoot, and she's really pushing forward with her brand. BG and Jordana kind of split ways for now because BG cannot commit to a relationship. Max has moved in with Kelsey for the time being while he can find him a new place. What else do we have here? That's kind of it. Sam asked Juliette to move in, and she says no for now. So yeah, that's it, you guys. Interesting episode. I always love watching Siesta Key. Looking forward to next week's episode. You guys leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. If you were Juliette, would you have made the apology to Kelsey? If you were Kelsey, would you have accepted the apology? Also, if you were Juliette, would you have accepted Sam's invitation to move in with him? I mean, he just bought the girl a Range Rover. My goodness. Right? A Range Rover. Literally within an hour, she turns him down to move in with him. If you were Juliette, what would you do, you guys? Do you think Juliette should have accepted his offer or no? Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, everyone.